Well, more than 7 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease. Spouses or other family members often assume the role of caregiver with little to no training. Well, now a former governor who took care of his wife for 20 years is offering guidance based on his own experience. Lorie Johnson shares his story.
Do you like my singing? Yeah? Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
Former Wisconsin Governor Martin Schreiber cared for his wife Elaine for 20 years after she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease.
She would get lost driving to and from places she had been driving for the last 10 years. She was a great cook. Sometimes she would mess up recipes so badly she would cry. She would come up with stories that I knew never happened, and that was the beginning of the Alzheimer's journey.
Elaine died in 2022. Towards the end of her life, the two remained close while she lived in a care facility.
There's one thing worse than Alzheimer's, it's ignorance of the disease.
Schreiber's now passing along what he learned.
A caregiver has a 40% chance of dying before their loved one due to stress-related illness. So understand that, number one. But then also as a caregiver, understand that there are things that you can do to make life better.
In his book, My Two Elaines, Schreiber describes falling in love at age 14 with the woman who had their 4 children and helped his political career. Here she is dancing with President Jimmy Carter. Then, in 2005, she became the one in need.
We are going to help our loved one live their best life possible. And we do that by joining their world.
Schreiber describes compassion as doing what it takes to make them happy. Often that involves avoiding correction.
Elaine, in actuality, asked me, how are my parents? I said, they're both dead. No, they're not. She said, Elaine, your parents are both dead. Well, the shock on her face when she realized she didn't say goodbye, much less attend the funeral. I promised myself that I would never put her through that again. So then the next time she asked me, how are my parents? Oh, I said, they're doing well. I said, your mom likes her church work, your dad likes his... Oh, she said, that makes me feel so good.
Schreiber urges caregivers to also pay attention to themselves.
A caregiver is a lifeline for their loved one. And a caregiver, because they don't take care of themselves by not enough sleep, by not eating right, by not enough socialization, by just doing all the basic things, they gnaw at that lifeline, and it becomes frayed.
Sometimes friends, neighbors, and relatives don't know what to say to Alzheimer's caregivers, so they avoid them. Governor Schreiber says that only increases a caregiver's sense of isolation and despair, so he offers this advice.
Simply acknowledging the fact to a caregiver, I understand what you're going through, and I know that's a challenge. That in and of itself is just such a comforting experience to know that someone understands what's going on, and that makes a big difference.
Blessing a caregiver can also include offering specific ways to help, such as picking up medication, walking the dog, or sitting with their loved one for a bit. So while taking care of a loved one with Alzheimer's can be difficult, there are ways to make the situation better for both the patient and their caregiver. Lorie Johnson, CBN News.
Well, if you're a caregiver for a parent or for a child, keep that advice in mind. You have to take care of yourself. And in all the schedules and doing all the care, are you taking care of yourself? Because if you're not going to be in a good position for the long haul. And trust me, it's a long haul. I've gone through it now with 2 parents, and then my wife's grandmother. These things can go on, and when you do, make sure you're taking care of yourself first. And it's kind of like the drill on the airplane. If you see the oxygen mask drop down, well, put one on yourself first and then take care of the people